Hi everyone, welcome back. Now we're going to talk about working with graphs of functions. So this is some function f of x that I had made up for an assignment. It does have a definite equation. Maybe I'll tell you what it is later semester when we learn how to write those type of equations, but for right now it's beyond our ability. So what we want to do is be able to answer questions like what is f evaluated at 2, for example. So what we do is we find 2 on the x-axis, which is right here, and we go up and see what the y-coordinate is. So this is the point on the graph, and so this is the point 2, 4. So remember, and we can do this because there's this equality that is true for equations of two variables, that y is just simply a function of x. So if you can solve for y, you have a function of x. So we treat the y-coordinate as the value of the function there. So you don't necessarily have to have an equation to evaluate a function. You can evaluate it from its graph as well. And this happens a lot in applications. And so if I were to ask you what is f of -4, then you would go find -4, which is right here, and see what the y-coordinate is there, and it is right there. So this point is 4 comma, or -4 comma 4. And so the y-coordinate is the functional value, which gives us 4 as well. We could also ask this question: what values of x make f of x equal to 7? Well, what we're going to do then is going to find, so let's erase all this extra junk here from before. And what we're going to do is we look for the y-coordinate, or we look for the part on the y-axis that corresponds to 7, which is here. And so we're going to see where that intersects the graph, and those x-coordinates where it intersects is where we're going to have those x's will work. Well, notice we get an x value here, we get an x value here, and we get an x value here. Well, this x value corresponds to the x coordinate 6. This one corresponds to 8. So two answers are x equals 6 and x equals 8. But notice here, this one, it's not clear what it is. It looks somewhere in the middle, but it's not quite, and even though I drew it, it ended up in the middle, it's actually a little bit to the left, so my line wasn't straight. And then so there's some other value which we can't figure out from here, so we would have to estimate. So we would say maybe like -4.6. We would have to resort to other methods to figure out what the exact value of the x-coordinate here is. It is possible to figure it out, but we just don't have the tools yet to do that. So you should be able to, if I ask you to find f of a value, you should give me back a value. So let's do another one. Let's do f of -2, which goes to this point, which gives me 0. Or we can answer a question like this, which value of x makes f equal a particular value. Alright, we'll move on to our next video, which will be in the next section of the book about odd and even functions. See you then.